Today, we're going to talk about how AI is completely rewriting the rules for marketers. And look, this isn't just about some shiny new tools or automation. No, this is about a massive, fundamental shift in strategy. It's about what's going to separate the winners from the losers in the next few years. So let's just start with this question right here, because it really gets to the heart of everything. We're past the point of asking if AI is a big deal. The real question now is one of survival. It forces you to look at your own business and ask, where are we most vulnerable? And the reason that question is so urgent is because the game itself has changed. This isn't just a new feature or a new channel. AI is a whole new way of doing business. So this is the most important thing to get your head around. We've got to stop thinking about AI as just a collection of tools that make us a little faster. We need to start seeing it as the engine for a brand new operating model, a smarter, faster, more adaptive way for the entire marketing department to work. Now, to really appreciate just how big this shift is, we first have to look at the old playbook. And to do that, we're going to walk through a case study of a fictional, but I think very realistic, global sportswear brand to see how things used to get done. All right, meet Pulse Active. They're a global brand trying to compete with giants. They've got a fantastic new product, an eco-friendly sneaker. But they have a problem. They just can't seem to connect with Gen Z. Their messaging feels flat, nobody's really engaging. Sound familiar? I bet it does. This is a classic textbook marketing challenge. This slide right here, this is the whole story at a glance. We're moving from a world built on static, old assumptions, these fixed personas and these one-size-fits-all big ideas. And we're moving towards a dynamic, intelligent system that learns and adapts in real time. Let's break down what that actually looks like. Okay, so let's rebuild Pulse Active's entire strategy using this new AI-powered playbook. We're going to see how AI can transform their whole approach, from the initial customer insight all the way through to how they execute and learn from it. This whole transformation happens in 3 major steps. First, it changes how we see our customers, moving from those old, stale personas to what we'll call living audiences. Next, it totally changes how we come up with creative, going from one big idea to an adaptive system. And finally, it revolutionizes how we deliver our message, connecting all those siloed channels into one coordinated journey. So let's start with living audiences. I want you to just forget those 10-page persona documents that are out of date the second you print them. With AI, we can create these dynamic micro-segments based on what people are actually doing, what they're saying, and what they're buying right this second. You see, for Pulse Active, AI didn't just come back with target Gen Z. No way. It uncovered these much more specific, much more real groups. You've got the serious runners who genuinely care about the eco-materials. Then you have the fitness creators who care more about how the shoes look in their content. And then there's the casual crowd who just want something comfortable and stylish. You can't talk to these 3 groups the same way. And right here, this is where it gets really powerful. The AI analysis came back with a total game changer of an insight. Turns out, Gen Z is completely over vague sustainability talk. They don't want claims, they want proof. And more than that, they want to know how wearing these shoes says something about who they are. That one insight changes absolutely everything. Okay, so what do you do with an insight that good? Well, you move on to an adaptive creative system. And let's be clear, this is not about replacing human creativity. It's about putting it on steroids. A human comes up with the core strategy, the big idea, and then AI acts as this incredible multiplier, generating hundreds of ways to express that one idea. This framework shows you exactly how that partnership is supposed to work. The human insight provides the why. That's the soul, the big idea. The brand voice provides the guardrails, keeping everything consistent, and then AI brings the scale, letting us test a ton of different creative variations perfectly tailored to each of those living audiences. So Pulse Active's big idea, performance that doesn't cost the planet, was basically fed to the AI as a prompt. And it came back with these distinct campaign angles. Each one of these could be tested with dozens of headlines, images, and videos to see what actually connects with those urban runners versus the fitness creators. And that brings us to the final piece, the coordinated journey. This is where AI finally solves that age-old marketing headache of fragmented channels. It makes sure that the experience a customer has on TikTok is intelligently connected to the email they get the next day, which is connected to the website they see. It's one seamless conversation. So what you end up with is a total mindset shift. You stop thinking in terms of these static campaigns that you launch and then forget about. Instead, Your marketing becomes this living, learning ecosystem that is constantly getting smarter and optimizing itself based on what your customers are doing. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, right? But what was the actual bottom line impact for Pulse Active? Let's take a look at the scoreboard because this new playbook delivered some serious, tangible results. First up, engagement. Because they were tailoring messages to the specific values of each group, remember proof and identity for Gen Z, Pulse Active saw a 35% jump in their engagement rate. People weren't just seeing the ads. For the first time, they felt seen by them. And that deeper engagement, well, it led directly to sales. Because the whole journey was connected and relevant from the very first touchpoint to the final click, their conversion rate went up by 22%. It's proof that relevance is the new driver of revenue. And here's the kicker, especially for anyone on the operation side, they got these amazing results while actually reducing their content production time by 18%. By using AI to generate and scale all those creative variations, they did more in less time. The system wasn't just better, it was way more efficient. So when you put all this together, what does it mean for the people in charge? Well, leading in this new era requires a pretty big shift in mindset and a new set of skills for marketing leaders. The number one leadership takeaway is this. The job of the chief marketing officer is changing fast. You're no longer just a campaign manager. Your new job title is system orchestrator. It's about designing and fine-tuning these complex, intelligent, self-learning systems. And that brings us full circle, right back to where we started. I want you to really think about this. If your biggest competitor started operating with this level of speed, this level of insight, this level of relevance, how long would it take before you felt the heat? What part of your business would break first?